Hi everyone. I'm trying to work out this lighting here. I don't really know how it's gonna work, but we've got our coffee and I have my list. Let me open it up. So I wanted to talk about my favorite 2019 purchases, memories, moments, etc. I have a list that's over here. I guess we can focus on my favorite purchases first. So one of my favorite purchases of 2019, and this was like I wanted to get it, but then I kept telling myself no because it was kind of expensive, and then it was on sale, so I just bought it, which was my Nespresso. I got it from Bed Bath & Beyond on sale for Black Friday, and then they give you an additional coupon of like 20% off that could also apply to it. So usually I want to say it was like $260, and I got it for $99. Like, how could you say no to that? I have been making myself these beautiful like lattes and mistos every morning now, and they are amazing. So we'll be sipping on this throughout. I used one of the double... Anyways, I used one of the like double espresso pods this morning, and it so far is fantastic. Another one of my favorite things from 2019 for a purchase was, let me go grab it. It's this Sherpa from Patagonia. It's the Los Gatos. I have to say, I saw one of my patients wearing one. I had to ask her, I was like, okay, what kind is that? And my boyfriend and I both got them. It is amazing. It is so cozy and warm that I wear all the time. So totally recommend the Los Gatos Sherpa from Patagonia. So the last purchase of 2019 that I wanted to talk about was getting my iPad. I think I just got like the newest generation iPad. I didn't get the iPad Pro, which I did kind of compare and contrast. And I ended up getting the Apple Pencil with it and a case that had a keyboard on it. It has been so helpful. I've used it for school, obviously, and it helped a lot during like my science classes where I could draw like a lot of diagrams and things. It was also really easy to take notes on. And I definitely plan to use it in med school next year. So I'll let you know how it works better in med school. So now moving on to some of my favorite moments of 2019. Let me get the first one. Yofi! He's coming. Come here! Hi! This is my first favorite moment of 2019. This is Yofi, which if you've watched videos on here before, you've met him. He was a stray little guy, and we got him from a shelter, and now here he is. He is just like, we were so lucky with this little man. He's perfect. He's a little yappy, as you just heard, but that's only when there's like someone walking outside. But I guess you can just sit here. Do you want to hang out while we talk? Okay, that's fine. He's just gonna sit on my lap. Little Yofi. Oh, now he's sleeping. Bye. Oh no, I don't know, we'll see. One of my other favorite moments was being done with the frickin' MCAT. Oh my gosh. For anyone still going through that, you're gonna get through it. It's gonna be okay. And then when you're done, literally, everything that I learned for the MCAT, it's out of my brain, I feel like. But it feels so good once you're done. So you're almost there, you're gonna get it. And then off of that, going through the application process is so stressful, and it's so long until you like actually hear something back from anyone. So I started studying for the MCAT like August 2018, took it twice in 2019, applied, went through all of this, and didn't hear back from my first school until the end of August 2019. So that's like a whole year, which that doesn't even include like everything else that you were doing before studying, trying to like get your patient hours, volunteer hours. So getting my first like interview was amazing. And then soon after that, the schools that I interviewed with in the beginning, they were like really quick to get back to you. So I got my first acceptance, I think in September of 2019, which is crazy. So that was also like so exciting because it's just such a weight lifted off of your shoulders. Just having acceptance and being able to say, I made it, we did it, here we are. is amazing. And then continuing that, right now I'm like 99% sure about where I'll be going starting in the spring, summer. I know I get to be in the summer, which is really exciting because like we've worked so hard for all these moments, so it's really nice to be able to like talk about it, be like, yeah, I got accepted to a few places and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go to this one, like we'll just have to wait and see. So it feels really good. And then kind of not even related to that, I'm really excited that I started my own website, which you can check it out, mariamiglio.com. It was something that I wanted to do for a while, and then I don't know, I was always like kind of nervous to like start a YouTube channel, like start like a different kind of Instagram that wasn't like my personal one, to start like a website, because like who am I to tell people what to do and stuff like that. So I started my own website. I think I have like 2 blog posts on there, whatever, but I hope that I can continue to build that up and pass along my wisdom throughout like this next year. And then moving on to the next subject, we'll talk about my favorite travel moments. Like I don't do too much like crazy travel because I'm a poor college student. This year I made kind of like a bigger trip over the summer. I always visit my one friend who I met in college, and we don't live near each other at all anymore. But she moved to New York, so I was planning on doing that visit, which is always fun since I did my freshman year of college in New York. It's kind of like going home. Like it's not like the like typical like touristy trip to the city. It's more just like hanging out, seeing friends that I used to go to school with, going to places that like I used to go all the time. So I decided to add on to that trip, going all the way across the country to the other side. I went to Portland to visit one of my friends who is from there, but I met her in college in Detroit. So I started off going there and we went all over the place. We saw the ocean, we hiked, we did the city. It was just such a great trip, and it was such like a beautiful area to be. I'm like already planning to go back there soon. And I believe, yeah, I made a travel vlog for that, so you can always check that out on my channel with my like other couple videos that I have. So obviously then I was there for I think like 4 or 5 days, maybe shorter than that. And then I went to New York where I spent, I think it was it 5 days? I think that was 5 days. And that's always awesome. A lot of it was like solo travel since my friend had to work and her roommates were already in school. So I just kind of like explored the city. Highlight is always gluten-free bagels. We went to this place called The Pilot, which it's just like a boat that's on the water, but it's always docked. And it just has like drinks, and like you can sit down for a meal, but we just went and like got drinks at the bar and watched the sunset over the city because it was in Brooklyn. So we watched the sunset over Manhattan, and it was just beautiful. Like those are the best moments. So, which you can also see that in my like travel vlog that I have for New York. So I mean, throughout the whole year I got to travel a whole bunch because I was going around mostly the like east side of the country for interviews. So that was really cool too, just being able to experience a whole bunch of different places, and even just like the airports I think is interesting. That I was able to go to like Chicago, to Raleigh, North Carolina, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which that was amazing for an interview. I was able to squeeze in like a 2-hour beach visit. That was like highly recommended after a very long interview day. I like took off dress clothes, changed in the car, threw on a bathing suit. I packed a beach towel like in preparation to squeeze in a beach visit, and I just laid on the beach for hours until like the last minute that I could to get to the airport. And I showed up to the airport like full of sand, in shorts and a tank top, sunburned because, you know, I'm very pale and being at the beach for 2 hours and like direct sunlight is too much for my skin to handle. That was like really cool, just being able to see a whole bunch of different places like in a short amount of time. So those are my favorites from 2019 that I can think of. And what I'm looking forward to in 2020 is graduating undergrad. The end is in sight. There's a huge light at the end of the tunnel. My senioritis is definitely kicking in. Like, and this is senioritis times 2 because this is my super senior year. It's taking a lot to get me to focus. But thankfully I have 1 class to keep me in check. Physics 2, we gotta get through this baby, and then off to med school for me, which is the next thing that I'm really excited for 2020. I will be starting med school, so now that is gonna be a lot of work, but I am really excited to like vlog that journey if I can, and kind of like update you guys and take you through everything, because that'll be really exciting and I'm really looking forward to that. I'm just so excited. Also, I am really looking forward to reading more books. So especially during this little gap here that I have where I just need to like get through these classes and not suffer. I kind of have some spare time, so I'm looking forward to reading more books. I'm reading one right now that's almost done. I actually got it from, I think, Elena Tabor on Instagram. I think that's how you say her name, but she's my favorite. She's going to start a book club, and she like put this book on there, Devil in the White City by Eric Larson, and it ended up not being part of the book club, but I bought it anyways. I have to say it is a little creepy if you're into that, which I'm really not, so it's not like that bad, but it's definitely good. I'd recommend it. It's very interesting. It's based on true events, so it has lots of it's like they're building this huge fair in Chicago, and then there's also like a serial killer around the area, but it has to do with the invention of like the Ferris wheel and like Walt Disney and like all these little things that you're like, hey, like we use that all the time. Anyways, and I have some other books picked out. Let me see. My friend just got me Crazy Rich Asians for Christmas, so that is on my list. I think that's 3rd on my list, because next I hope to read Deep Nutrition, which is just about like why you need to eat more like traditional foods, like, you know, like real foods instead of like processed Cheez-Its all the time. I'm excited to read that to kind of get me back in the mindset of eating like really healthy and focusing on like my nutrition and my body as I move into the new year. And hopefully I can keep that with me in med school, because that's gonna be a busy time where, you know, eating McDonald's chicken nuggets is much faster and more efficient like in the moment than like preparing like meal prep and coming up with like good foods to eat. So hopefully that'll like rewire my brain to want to eat healthy all the time. And yeah, so 2019 was a crazy freaking year. Lots happened. That med school journey was intense, but here we are, rising in 2020. Thank you for like sitting here and listening to me ramble for this will probably be 15 minutes. I hope your 2019 was successful, and I hope that you are moving into 2020 with some big goals. And if you want to share like your New Year's resolutions, your favorite parts of 2019, I'm always excited to hear those, so drop a comment below. I'll put like my Instagram, the website that I talked about, and I'll try to put like links to the different things that I talked about as well, so that you can share in the best moments of 2019 and bring them into your 2020. So thanks guys, cheers.